Hi everyone. So today I was just going to do a quick video to talk you through EFT tapping, what the process is, and also show you the tapping points. This way you know how to do it yourself and you can follow along, as well as the tapping guide that you'll have. You can use this whenever you like to do some tapping for yourself to relieve any negative feelings or any pains or whatever it is that you're looking to work on. Okay? So the first thing that you always do with tapping is you identify the issue. Okay, so you want to have a clear idea in your mind of what it is that you're working on. It's best to be as specific as possible, but for these examples, I'm going to be a bit more general just to give you an idea of what to do. So for example, it could be this stress, it could be this pain in my shoulder, it could be maybe if you're struggling with a particular project at work, or you're struggling with a friendship or relationship with someone, then you tap on that. It could be maybe a sporting thing, so inability to score penalties or difficulty scoring penalties in football, whatever it might be, okay? But just try and be as specific as possible. So instead of just saying this stress, try and say this stress related to that particular project at work, okay? So you want to identify the issue and then you want to scale the issue. So scale the issue on a 0 to 10 scale with how much it's affecting you. So number 10 will always be the highest. So it could be affecting you or bothering you as much as possible. Okay, that would be number 10, and number 0 is always low. Okay, so that would be not affecting you or not bothering you at all. So identify the issue, scale it, and then you can start the tapping. Now, I always start with at least 1 deep breath, but usually 3. That's personal preference, so do that how you like, but I find it's always good to ground you and sort of clear some things out before we begin the tapping, okay? Then there's always a setup statement. There's 3 setup statements. And the setup statements are essentially an acknowledgement of the thing that's bothering you. And when we do the setup statement, it's always when we're tapping on this karate chop point here, which is the first point, okay? So we'd be tapping on here like this, for example, and we would say, even though I'm experiencing all this stress as a result of that project at work. And then we would do an a self-affirmation. So an example would be, I love and approve of myself anyway. Okay, and we would do 3 of those. So even though I'm experiencing all this stress, I accept these feelings and I want to let them go. Another example could be, even though I'm experiencing a 7 of worry, I love and approve of myself anyway, okay? So you want to do a setup statement and then a self-affirmation, and you want to repeat that 3 times, okay? And as I've just shown you there, this is the first point. It's called the karate chop, or the side of the hand point, okay? So that's the first point. I'll now go on to show you the other points that we use. Okay, so the next one is the top of the head point, also known as the crown chakra. And you can just tap along your crown at the back of your head there, like that. And as we go through these points, you'll notice that my personal preference is to tap with my right hand. You can use your right hand or your left hand or both points, or sorry, both hands. It's completely up to you, okay? Then we move to the eyebrow points, which are just on the bone of the nose here, leading up to the eyebrow. So you just tap like that. Now you can use 1 finger or 2 fingers, or even 3 if you like. Again, it's complete personal preference. The next points are the side of the eye. So you again will feel that bone on the side there, and just tap on the side of the eye there. Then it's under the eye. Under the eye points here. Under the nose, under the lip, in that little dimple bit there that you get on your chin, just tap in there. Then you get the collarbone points, so you'll feel your collarbones as the knobbly bits that stick out. You can just tap just on them there like this. You can use 2 hands for this, or some people prefer to just use 1, and that connects on both points across the chest there. My personal preference is for 2, but you'll find your own way of doing this. Okay, there's then the thymus point, which is right on the breastbone there. And just tap in there. Again, 1 or 2 hands, complete personal preference. Okay. The next one is the under the arm, which is just, you'll feel it if you're a woman on your bra strap here. It just comes directly down from your armpit and it will be just in line with your nipple there. Okay. And again, you can use one hand or both hands. Some people do it like this as a bit of a hug, which is quite nice. Or you can do it like this, which people also find funny because you look a bit like a monkey. But that's the under the arm point there. You then got some points on the hands. So just the bed of the nail there, just tap like that. So you want the outside edge of the thumb. But if you're not quite sure, you can always tap on both sides like this. Then just follow along the same again with all the other fingers. Okay. Now this forefinger we can leave out. But we always do it, we don't always, but you can do it anyway, as there's no harm in doing it. Okay. And then this one here. Then once you've gone through all of the finger points, there's a point on the back of the hand called the gamut point. And that just runs down beneath your small finger and your fourth finger. And just behind your knuckle there, there's a fleshy bit between the 2 fingers. You can just tap on there like that. Okay. Then there's also a point on the wrist, which you can just tap or pulse on like that, or tap. I always prefer to pulse. Again, it's complete personal preference. So just pulse on there. And that's all of the points, okay? So just as a reminder, we always start on the side of the hand. You then tap through the head points, the eyebrow points, side of the eye, under the nose, under the lip or the chin point, the collarbone points, thymus point right in the middle of the breastbone, under the arms, and then all of the finger points. Back of the hand and wrist. Okay? So that's a quick run through of all the points and the statement, the setup statements at the start, okay? So again, 3 setup statements at the start, as well as a self-affirmation, okay? Once you've done a full round of tapping, you can check in and rescale how you're feeling. So if it was a stress about something in particular, rescale where it is on the scale now. If it was an 8, is it now a 6 or a 5? And just check in with yourself and how things are feeling. Notice what else has changed. And that's it really. Again, as I start with a deep breath, I will always finish with a deep breath as well. Personal preference, but I always think it's good to clear things right at the end of a round of tapping. And that's it. Okay.